Okay, very good morning to all of you. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Students, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Now, I think we are meeting for the first time, so I need to introduce some of the basics, starting with me. I'm Dr. Mihir Dave, and we are going to meet once in a week for, let's say, a couple of sessions for discussing something called WAT. I think you must have heard directly or indirectly something called WAT. What is it? What is it that you can expect from these sessions? Is something that I think you should be clear from day one. So now all of you are aware that placement drive is on. You are on in sixth semester, so then you should be approaching some of the companies, or some of the companies might be approaching you. Some of you might have also faced some kinds of interview, and there is a separate department and separate section for all the higher semester students for training for GD and PI, group discussion and personal interview. But there is one more step before you go to this last and final round of GD and PI, that is group discussion and personal interview. That is called written test, some kind of screening, some kind of testing, which is broadly speaking is of two kinds, right? If there is a written test before your placement training, it is usually having two say components. One is your domain knowledge. That is, in your case, I think it is computer. So let's say computer and technical questions and all those things. So that is one section about which they can ask. Maybe MCQ type questions, maybe descriptive type questions, maybe problem and solution kinds of questions. They might tell you to do some practicals. So this is what you can expect. Another and tricky part of this writing test would be English. Right? They may test your English. Now, when we talk of English as a language, it's a huge umbrella. Within English, say test, there'll be many sections that they can ask. Very obvious and popular category is grammar. That is, they'll ask you MCQ type question, fill in the blank. I would like to blank you. Options are help, helping, helped, or would help. Right? So now, you apply your mind and you say, okay, there is one answer possible, and it could be help or would help. Now this is MCQ type, which is not very difficult. You need to be good with your basics of skills. What we have found from the feedback, constant feedback from the placement department and the companies that are coming to recruit, that students are not very good with their English skills in general and writing skills in particular, right? And especially when they are hiring specific bodies like WET, that is written English test. So these are the terms that will be repeated and will not be using like writing English test. We'll be calling it WET. So day one, you should be aware what do we mean by WET. This stands for written English test. There is a company, a special company that is using only say testing mode. For example, if I'm a company and I want engineers, I'll tell them to assess language skills of the students, right? So this company would take your written test, and that is called English say writing test. And the company which is specially for computer and IT students they hire is called CoCubes. How many of you are aware of this CoCubes? CoCubes. Have you come across this term, CoCubes? Some of you? Yes. So that CoCubes, and what is it? What it does, CoCubes? Okay, it takes aptitude test. That's true. Yes, compulsory exam leta hai. Okay, there is nothing compulsory, Sagar, in this world. It's only that you opt for it, isn't it? Okay, conduct test. Yes, they do. Specifically, the English test. There are two aspects of it. Well, as you said, aptitude one. The other is written English test. right? So when they are taking your written English test, what are they going to test is, one is of course basics of grammar and this MCQ type questions. So that is one language aspect. Another tricky aspect is when you are expected to write, let's say about a topic. Let's say usually the most challenging part that our students are facing is essay, right? When you are supposed to write an essay on usually the current issues, tricky issues, right? So all those things, our students in general and computer engineering students, or let's say engineers in particular, are facing it, many problems in writing, right? So in these sessions, we are going to discuss about writing things. Some of the administrative things I'll make clear. It will be part of your timetable. I have created a Google Class for that. I have already sent an invite to all of you through your official email ID. So please accept it so that whatever material and other things I'll be sharing, you'll be able to access. So these invites are there in your classroom. I could see some of the students have started accepting it. There are 70 plus students. So those who have received it and are there in the class are requested that by the end of maybe this day, you accept it so that I can share the content and material very easily, and you'll be in a position to understand these things. So that's there. Anyway, so what we are going to have is the basics that we need to understand in terms of reading, writing, listening, and speaking. All of you are aware that there are 4 language skills when we talk about any language. Let's say speaking and listening, they are paired together. Let's say if you want to improve your, let's say, speaking, then you should be a good listener, right? And let's say if you are planning to write well, then you should be a good reader, right? So today and session to come, we are going to discuss about reading and writing skills. What are these reading and writing skills? How do they work? And this is what we'll be discussing. A couple of things I would clarify that I would appreciate if you participate. I think some of you use the word compulsory. Sagar like this word, it seems. It will not be compulsory from my part, but trust me, if you participate wholeheartedly, I'll be in a better position to help, right? So feel free to ask. You can use chat box for queries and questions, but I would also appreciate if you can unmute your mic and you may ask a question. Just tell me your name before you ask the question so that we can have same discussion. So I'll deliberately avoid taking quote unquote lectures, right? We'll rather discuss. So I'll be giving you a few concepts, maybe 5-10 minutes lecture, and then followed by your say interaction, your activities, and that I think should help. So please participate and feel free to ask questions so that we can make maximum out of these sessions. There'll be very limited sessions that we are going to have. So let's make maximum out of it. One. Second, it's not only limited to these classrooms. Like if there are interested students, you can approach me even after the sessions. Only thing is you need to give me some time for language queries. So I'll give you my WhatsApp number. Let me type. Right, so this is my WhatsApp number. Right, so what I'll do is I'll give you this so that you can share. But when you are sharing any queries or questions, I request you to mention your class and say you are for a higher semester and VET. You mentioned so that I'll get to know that okay, you are from TC2. So for TC2, I'll be dealing with it. So you can use this number for any queries and questions even after the session. During the session, you are wholeheartedly welcome. So please feel free to ask. Don't feel shy. You are in the 6th semester. You have very limited time to improve upon these skills. So without further ado, let's talk about the writing part of it. That when we are writing, what are the things that are involved and how does it work? So I have just shared the screen with you. Just let me know if you are able to see the screen. Can you see the screen? Okay, great. Thank you. Now, as we discussed briefly that there'll be 2 skills that are paired together. One is speaking, that will go with say listening, and writing, that will go with reading. So let's say if you want to develop your say writing, you need to be a good reader. You need to read those kinds of things and you need to understand. Interestingly, in approach to understand reading and writing, there are similar aspects that you notice, right? So let's look at an example, right? Now this is a small passage that I shared with you. Have a look at it, and if you can tell me, what do you think is one central idea that the passage is trying to convey? There are a couple of sentences. There is a passage that's there. What do you think is the key sentence, or what do you think is the main sentence of this entire paragraph? Read and let me know. Okay, so I could see some of the responses coming. Yep. So we have Vivek, who thinks that it is knowledge is the currency. Okay. Nishil also thinks that it's their knowledge and idea. Okay, knowledge and idea. Fine. Now, what about this word currency? Okay, Sagar thinks it is knowledge is the currency of 21st century. Okay. Okay. Knowledge is the currency. Fine. Fine. Deep also thinks it is knowledge is the currency. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anybody else would like to agree, disagree with a couple of our friends? So it seems majority of those who are participating are of the opinion that it is the last sentence which says that knowledge is the currency of 21st century. That's the idea, or let's say an opinion, right? So understand, when we speak, we can speak randomly. If you notice my 10 minutes session that I took so far, I did tell you about Google Classroom, your attendance, my introduction, your introduction, offer to receive questions on WhatsApp. So you could see it was not very well structured, though it was a formal lecture. But when we write, it is always stepwise. Broadly speaking, when we are writing, we write for sharing something. What is this something? It could be an idea, it could be an opinion, it could be observation, it could be a suggestion, right? So for example, you should attend the class, right? So that's a statement. When I make this statement, if I am making it, that's a suggestion. So if I'm making a suggestion, then I take to prove that why should I attend the session, and then I'll tell you, okay, because you are going to get this from this session, because if you don't attend, attendance would be an issue, because if you don't attend, placement also would be an issue. Excuse me. So that way, when you make a suggestion or an opinion or an idea, you need to prove it, right? So now if you look at this example, the last one, as all of you or most of you agreed, that is the main idea, that see, knowledge is the currency of 21st century. Then what about these first, second, third sentences that about Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg? What do you think these statements or sentences are doing in the paragraph? Last paragraph is what author wants to tell you, that see, knowledge is the currency of 21st century. That's what author wants to convey. That's the idea that author wants to convey. What about the first, second, and third sentences? What are they? What these sentences are doing? They are proving the statement right. They are the examples or proof. Vivek and others said, wonderful. So if you say something without evidence, without examples, or without explanations, it will not go very far. It will not be very effective, right? If I say you should do exercise, well, that's fine, but you need to prove, you need to explain why you should do exercise, right? So those are the things that will give you the examples, as many of you observed. So that's what we mean by an idea sentence and the supporting sentence. So now please note this way, that this observation of identifying an idea and identifying the examples. There is always a difference. Let's say when you are listening to a good lecture or when you are reading a piece of writing, try and differentiate between, say, idea and the example. There are other distinctions also called, right? So fact and opinion, right? For example, this is the class of TC2. Is it a fact or an opinion? If I say this is the class of TC2, semester 6. Okay. TC2 is a good class. Is it a fact? TC2 is a good class. Okay. So far, so good. For me, it is a good class. If there are some other faculties who had a difficult time with your class, they may say, oh, no, no, it's not so good class. So then it is an opinion, right? So when you are reading or listening, try and differentiate these four things. Is it fact or an opinion? It could be anything other than fact also, right? For example, it could be an observation also. When I say that, let's say, TC2 class is very active, so it could be my observation also. I took 10 sessions and I found that, okay, these Yeah, students, sorry for this network issue. I got disconnected. Okay, let me share the screen one more time. Okay, is the screen visible to all of you? And I hope I'm audible as well. Yes, thank you, and thank you for your patience. So I think we were talking about the idea, and we are talking about the ways in which we deliver. So now I just want you to notice this thing, which we call an idea sentence or a key sentence, and this is what we call, right? So you are writing, and whenever you're writing for something to convey. This something could be your key sentence, it could be your idea, it could be your opinion, it could be your point of view, right? So this is an example that we have taken. Now, is it clear to all of us? This is one simple logic. There are many other techniques also that we shall see, but let's understand what are the basic techniques that are there. One of this is bifurcation between main idea and then the examples, right? Now, if you notice this example, can you now identify the key sentence from this passage? We have already taken one example. Now we know that there is an idea sentence and there are supporting statements or examples or explanations or the reason, right? So now if you can read this passage and can tell me what do you think is the idea statement here? Yeah, so the first statement, as some of you are noticing, it is mental and physical fitness. It's not only at the time of, say, doing some exercise, but particularly when you are walking in Himalayas. Those who have been to the mountains, they know it's very, very challenging, especially in the Himalayas. So then, what about the others? Advantages of walking. Okay, so Yash is of the opinion that this passage is about advantages of walking. What do you think? So if you read the passage one more time, what do you think it is passage is all about? Is it about the benefits of walking? Advantages of walking is a good exercise. If you can read again, let me know. What do you think? So if you ask a basic question like, what is the intention of writing this passage by the author? Right. So Bhagirath Singh is asking that it is yoga. Okay. So is it about yoga? The paragraph is talking about yoga or benefit of trekking? Yep. So Chintan is of the opinion that trekking a requirement, mental and physical health. Okay. So it's just about the requirement, or is it also talking about advantages or yoga, as Bhagirath Singh said, or both? What do you think? if you look at the intention, try and read what is the intention of authors writing this paragraph. Is author trying to convince you that you should walk, it is good for your health? It is not talking about the advantages, as Khushbu said. Okay. So then, what do you think? Let's say if you want to give the title to this paragraph, what do you think would be the title to this paragraph? Advantages of walking? What title do you think you'll give to this paragraph based on your reading? What title would you suggest? Yeah. Yeah. Please respond so that we can go ahead. Okay. It's talking about the requirement for trekking. So as Chintan also said, Khushbu also said, that it's talking about what do you need if you want to walk in Himalayas, right? You can go to South India or any other part of India on your wheelchairs. You don't need physical fitness at all. You just need facilities, which is not an available option if you want to trek in Himalayas. You need to have good mental and physical fitness if you want to just walk. Forget about trekking. If you just want to walk, because all of you know the oxygen would be thinner, it will be say demanding for your lungs for you to breathe normally, even when you are walking, right? So that's why it needs whole lot of mental and physical fitness. Why it is so? And that's what you are told in the following sentences, that you will be fed up completely or you'll be completely into it. You'll be acclimatized. That means you get used to it within 2 days. Either you are absolutely in or absolutely out. This is what will happen to you, right? So that's what the write-up is. So now this is the second example we have seen. And if you noticed, in the first example, the idea sentence or a key sentence came at the bottom. Here it started with the idea sentence that walking in Himalaya demands mental and physical fitness. Why? Let me tell you, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then conclusion was knowledge is the currency of 21st century. Right. So you must have noticed there are two approaches of writing. One is you start with an idea, right? And then another is you end with an idea, right? So these are the two approaches. Very simple approaches. I'm sure you are aware of it, but I'm just putting it on paper, which is you start with an idea. I think we should do this. That's your suggestion or an opinion. And then you will explain that why do you think we should do this? Or you are explaining that, because of this, because of that, because of this, because of these kinds of situations, we should do this. So that you end with your idea sentence, or you may begin with your idea sentence. If you begin with your idea sentence, it is called particular to general, right? Or if you give examples, example of Bill Gates, example of Zuckerberg, example of, let's say, Steve Jobs. Based on these examples, you are trying to say something. So what is it then? Particular to general. You see that? So these are two approaches that you can try. Now, understand it applies to your reading also, it applies to your writing also. So for example, when you are reading, try and see what is it that author is trying to say. Is he talking about the idea first and then explaining it? Is he explaining so many things and then coming back to the idea? That would be there. Same way, when you need to write, think, how do you like to write? Do you like to give examples first and then come to this conclusion? You want to give explanations first and then come to conclusion? Or you want to do other way around? Both are fine. You just need to find out your method of doing it. Are we clear on that? Yes or no? Two approaches of writing, that is general to particular or particular to general, right? You need to have these simple logical steps. Then you'll be able to write well, right? It's not a rocket science. It's very simple for every one of us to understand. Now, that's one approach of doing it. Now you already know particular to general, general to particular. So let me give you one more passage and let's see if you could identify, uh, say, key sentence from this passage called a walk. Right? So please read this, and if you can very quickly tell me, what do you think is author trying to say? The main sentence, idea sentence, or something like that. Okay, so Khushbu thinks it is about Ram was my childhood friend. Okay, so is this passage about Ram, my childhood friend? You can ask this simple question, that why do you think author is writing this? So author is talking about him and his friend and their journey. Yeah. So Deepak, what do you think is the author? How do you say that he is talking about Ram and not she is talking about Ram? Is there a hint given there? That is a boy who is writing about Ram. It is not given, right? It could be a boy also, it could be a girl also, the author. Yes, we are talking about Ram. The author is talking about Ram, but it's not given whether who is the author, male or female. It's not given. No details are given. It's just the author telling you about Ram and his or her experience with Ram while walking. Right? That's what the details are given. Now, what do you think is the intention of the author's writing? One is the word, in case you know, called nostalgic. You know the word nostalgic? The root word is nostalgia, right? That is to remember the past days, usually of a happy ones or the ones that are memorable to you. When you're thinking of old days, so that's called nostalgic. So the author is getting nostalgic while talking about his or her experience with Ram while walking. That's what the passage is all about. So what is the one line for which author is explaining? One statement which you can say, okay, this is the main thing, and rest of the things are explaining this statement. Like knowledge is the currency of 21st century was the key sentence. And Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and others were proving the point that yes, knowledge is the currency of 21st century. Walking in Himalaya demands mental and physical fitness. That was the idea. Rest of the things were proving that yes, you need mental fitness. Yes, you need physical fitness. So that was two examples we took. Now read this and tell me, what do you think is the bottom line that author is trying to tell? And then the rest of the things are proving that yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. Now I understand why it is so. Okay, so some of you are saying it was a ritual. It was a ritual to walk with Ram. It was a ritual to walk with Ram. Okay. So ritual is something which is you do habitually and repeatedly. That's what it does. And that's it. Okay. Anybody else with a different opinion who thinks that no, there is other logic also possible? Now, if you look at the other sentences, do you think other sentences are proving that yes, it was the ritual to walk with Ram? Read carefully. Okay. So Chintan also thinks, Sagar also thinks. Yash Raj, Yash Kumar also thinks. Ami also thinks. Wonderful. Okay, I'll give you another opinion. What about this statement? The one that I have highlighted with different color, green. Word used is to it is uses. Okay, what about this statement that I just highlighted? What do you think author is trying to tell in that last sentence? So author is telling you that he or she is not happy while walking alone on the plain old route. So why do you think she's saying this? If somebody says, oh, I'm not in good mood today, and then you say, why, what happened? You say, oh, look at this session. I did not want to attend. I had to attend. I'm not happy and whatever. He had a bad day or whatever. You know, today my father also scolded me. I missed the bus. When I came here, the first lecture also somebody scolded. And this new lecture, I don't want to study English. So all these are the reasons maybe some student is giving you for not feeling good. Now here, author is telling that he or she is not happy walking alone. Why he or she is not happy walking alone? Because they had a wonderful time. Now understand, it's not wonderful as in happy. Look at the experiences. What are the experiences? Experiences attacked by street dogs. Is it a good thing? Falling from the ledge. Falling from the ledge. Not a very happy. Ran into the hawker's cart. It's an accident basically, right? Drenched heavily in the rain. Again, not a very happy thing to happen, right? So all these things are there, but what the good thing is that we are together. I was with my friend, and that was a good part of it. Now today I'm alone. I'm not happy because he had to move to other city, right? So this is the statement: not feeling well while walking alone on the road, which because he had a company which he or she is not having now, right? So author will miss or is missing already. The will is something will happen in the near future, but this is already happening, right? Author is telling you that I'm not feeling happy. I'm not very comfortable walking alone, right? So yes, Mihir, it is about memories, and because of these happy memories or memorable memories, today she is not feeling happy while walking alone. Make sense? Now, these are the examples that will tell you that, okay, how do you come to the conclusion? It could be a bit complex. Previous examples were simpler for anybody to understand. But if you look at these, basically author is trying to tell you this bottom line, that not comfortable walking alone. Why not comfortable? Then the explanations are given. Get it? So this is what we need to understand that will come. So these are the techniques that are there, which sometimes are simpler, sometimes are tricky. So that is one, particular to general, general to particular. An idea sentence and rest of the sentences are trying to prove that point. So these are the two things that you can keep in mind while reading as well as while writing. Make sense? Now, before we end the session, I just want to give you a few more techniques, right, which you should know, and then maybe in the next session we'll see more examples of those techniques. But there are 4 techniques. I mean, there are many, but broadly speaking, there are 4 more techniques. One, general attitude is from particular to general, general to particular, right? So you give particular say point and then you explain it in general, or you may give general say explanations and then you boil down to a conclusion statement. These 2 attitudes are there. Now I'll very quickly tell you a couple of things. Is there any example in which key sentence is in between? Yes, possible, Sagar. Now you just need to identify what author is basically trying to say, or what title can you give, right? So for example, the title here tricky is because just a walk. Which walk? The one that is right now alone or the one with the friend? Right? That's why this title is misleading. It's not exactly telling you which walk. The walk in the past or walk at the present. In the present, it's not happy, right? And that's why the author is explaining why it is not happy today, because they had a wonderful time in the past. So that is an example. Yes, it can be in between also, right? It can be in between also, right? So you just think of these, that the author would say that today I'm not feeling well, and I hope Ram would be with me. I don't like to walk alone on the same, say, plain route, because I used to have a great time with Ram. We used to do this, we used to do that. So there'll be a couple of statements introductory, then the main idea is given, then some more explanations are given. That is also possible, right? So that's there. What would be the title of this passage? See, it could be any tricky. It's not necessary that the titles will tell you about the everything very clearly and explicitly. Title could be tricky and at times confusing also. You could say that, uh, say, a walk to remember, a walk to remember, right? So that is the walk that they used to have, which is no longer now. So it could be a title, but it's a creative field. You can take a liberty while giving the title. Yeah. So let me share a few tricks and techniques that you can understand and realize. The first two are these, which are very simple to understand. Let's understand by examples. So for example, I wanted to tell you that what is an idea sentence. So what did I do? I gave you a paragraph and told you that, see, what do you think is the main idea? And then the main idea came at the bottom. Knowledge is the currency of 21st century. Now, this is an idea. Now, how do I prove this idea? By giving you examples that, see, this is what will happen. Or let's say, if I give you an idea that if you want success in life, you must work hard. Right? That's an opinion or an idea or an observation. Now, how do I prove it? I'll give you an example. You know, there was a boy who was from a very, say, poor economical, educational, and social background. He was struggling in the first semester, but he worked very hard in the first semester. He got some backlogs also, but he did not give up. He kept on working hard. He was working extra miles. And at the end of third and fourth semester, he started scoring so well that today he is like, let's say, class topper or university topper. So what I did, I gave you an example that if you work hard consistently, you will over a period of time get success. So my idea is, if you work hard, you will get success. Example is this boy from a poor background, and then he made his journey possible. So this is an example. So the technique is, illustration is the technique where you give example to explain whatever your idea is or your observation is, right? So to explain with an example is what we call illustration. You must have heard the term called illustrated guide. No, illustrated guide, where you are given the guidance to use maybe a gadget, a cell phone or a laptop, how to use it with pictures and with some kind of explanation. So that's called illustrated guide. So that's one. The other is cause and effect. So that technique is called, like like previous example, the author is not happy walking alone. Is it a cause or is it an effect? The author in the previous passage is not happy walking alone. So what do you think it is? That situation, is it cause or is it an effect? Right? Yep. So Chintan, Yash and others are saying it is effect. Isn't it? Ami also thinks it is effect. Wonderful. So it's an effect. It happened because of something. So what is the cause? What's the cause of this effect? The cause is that he had or she had a great time with Ram, right? And now this is the effect, right? So that's the case. So when you're talking about the effect and the result, Ram has moved to other things, that they had a wonderful time, whatever, right? So this is something which we say illustration, cause and effect, right? Very quickly, I'll introduce two more techniques which are called classification and problem and solution. So what are they? I'll just take 2 more minutes. Classification is very, very easy and traditional. Let's say if I'm talking or writing about engineering. So engineering is a huge umbrella. Within engineering, we have mechanical, computer, electrical. So then I'll tell you or write in category. Category 1, mechanical engineering. Category 2, computer engineering. Category 3, IT engineering. So as an author, I'll always know what box I'm going to put the data in. Right? Let's say career opportunities after mechanical, career opportunities after computer engineering. So I know my boxes to put the data. You see that? So this is something which we understand by cause in effect, previous one, this is called category, classification. You give classes, class 1, class 2, or category, category 1, category 2. So that's one. The last one, which is more scientific in nature, called problem and solution, right? I get so many backlogs in my, let's say, third semester. So that's a problem, right? Then what do? Well, I devised the timetable. I worked extra mile. I took some extra courses. I worked very hard. I targeted to clear and score this much in this course. This is what I did. And ultimately, after 2 semesters and 2 exams, I finally scored well and I cleared all my backlogs. So there was a problem, and then you came to a solution. You see, solution was discovered. It was not already there. You discovered it. Right? So that's called problem and solution. So when you are reading a passage where there is a problem given and ultimately some solutions are suggested or maybe given, are called problem and solution. So I just want all of you to note down these 4 techniques, which we'll see more examples in the next class, called illustration is a technique where you give example to explain. Second is cause and effect, where you talk about some reason and there are some results. Then we did talk about the classification or a categorization, and the last one we briefly discussed is problem and solution, right? We'll see more examples in the next class. In the meantime, please keep on reading. Do accept this Google invite that I've sent, so that I'll give you more reading and writing material, and the format in which WET, written English test, is conducted, and we'll be in a better position. Not have time to take the questions if there are, because I think we are running short of time. So I just request all of you to write your names and enrollment number in the chat, and then you can leave. For your doubts and query questions, we'll continue from the next session. I'll give you some time for doubt solving before I start the next session next Thursday. The same time, the link, of course, would be there. Right? So please write down your name and your enrollment number in the chat. Once you do that, you can leave. Thank you for your participation, and I'm sorry for this technical glitch. We lost, I think, roughly 5-10 minutes because of that. So sorry for that. See you then in the next session. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, sir, I am not able to write down my enrollment number in chat box.
In the chat, you are not able to write?
Yes.
How come is it so?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, you are a computer engineer, right? You cannot say I don't know. I can say I'm a language guy, you see.
Oh,
fine.
But I literally don't know, sir.
You should feel bad about it, you see. You are a computer engineer. Right, so find out some solution. For this lecture, I'll take your name. That is Vaibhav Khoot, right? Vaibhav?
Yes, sir. 141.
Sure. I think there's only one Vaibhav, right, in the class?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. I have also same problem.
Okay. Just a minute. I need to. Okay. Vaibhav, what's your number?
141, sir.
141. Okay. And who else? To the second student who had the similar problem.
No, sir, it's problem solved. Now it's fine. Okay. Sir.
What's your name? Marshall?
Yes, sir. Marshall.
Take your name seriously. You will not have any problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. So good luck. See you then in the next session. Thank you for your participation. Once you write your names,
I was disconnected due to internet issue. So I was in the lecture earlier, but suddenly my internet shut down. So sir, I was not able to reconnect.
Okay.
So will I get my time? Yes.
Yeah. I do understand this network issue. I have my all empathies with you. I also faced a similar problem today. Yeah, so do take care of your network. I'll definitely take care of my network. Yeah, so Nishil, please write your name and enrollment number very quickly. I'll give you attendance. Don't worry.
Yes, sir, I have written it.
Fine, you will get it. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so once you do it, please leave, all of you. Those who have taken their names and enrollment number, you may leave.